Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
I love what I'm doing, interviewing heroes and people that are making a difference in their community. They're touching others, they're helping them grow, and it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, we started off the show with the CEO of PCA Skin. I mean, they're getting everywhere, and you have to make sure that you check them out, PCA Skin. And we just had on the former co-owner of the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, he was the one that was inspirational in bringing Steve Nash over. I mean, just incredible. So let's get started with our next hero. I mean, stress is a big thing. And you know what? It's in every part of our life. And pretty much everybody has stress sometime throughout their day, especially in high-pressure situations, whether you're an athlete or whether you're a business person. For many professionals, let's talk about our next hero. They're not calling their mama, they're calling her. You see, she is the founder and CEO of Your Clear Edge, Deborah DuBree, who could be reached at DeborahDuBree.com. That's DeBorah, DuBree, DuBree.com. And of course, we'll have the link on our website, Eliances.com. She is a high-performance coach and expert. Now, Deborah, what do you see in common, the common link of people who are using you really as their personal and professional growth expert?
Well, working with athletes as well as with business professionals and entrepreneurs, I work with high performers. And what I find with high performers is that they have some of the same things that the rest of us do. I mean, they are still worried and concerned and always looking to be better than what they are, and yet they don't often think that they're better. You know, so they end up, they have a degree of success, sometimes quite successful, and then they start to plateau, both in their business and their life. Then they're frustrated, upset, concerned, worried, and because of their personality, they don't necessarily like to reach out and say, hey, I could use a little help with this.
So what type of techniques do you use when you work with them?
Well, I have a combination of things. I don't teach them the science behind what I do, even though everything I do is based on neuroscience and NLP and hypnosis, body language, conscious language, and a bunch of other modalities. I teach them very simple techniques that they can implement and put into their normal routines that they already have. So a lot of it's around, in the very beginning, around understanding how the mind, body, and the emotional system works together so that they can realize that when they come to me and they say, I want to feel more confident in a certain situation, that they can understand that first you have to be courageous.
I think you bring up a good point too. Is that many businesses and people do plateau at some point, and why is that? Why does that take place though? What's the
well,
cause
oftentimes is they get to a certain level, and then because they are high achievers, because they want to go to that next level, is when they start to say, I've had corporate people who've come out of corporate and become an entrepreneur. They were highly successful in the corporate world. When they start to become an entrepreneur, it's like they forget everything because it's a world of uncertainty. It's something that they haven't done before. Or a college football player who was drafted into the NFL, who was big man on campus, all of a sudden he's in the NFL, and he's average among his peers. So now all that uncertainty, worry, and concern starts to come in, and they plateau.
And again, you could reach Deborah DuBree by going to DeborahDuBree.com, or of course Eliances.com, Eliances.com, because you're definitely going to want to talk with her. So go to our website. We'll have the link and the direct information for her. Now, Deborah, you started off, let me get this right, with just a high school diploma. And you started off as climbing from the receptionist's desk to the boardroom of a CEO. And finally, too, the third strike, the CEO of pretty much an all-male dominated industry of the construction industry. Yet you have a multi-million-dollar major commercial design and build construction company. How in the world do you do that? Because that is really three major things against you.
Yeah, it really is. And besides all that, I started out as a beautician back in Chicago. So there's been a few major leaps. And the reality is, I tell people, I didn't go up on a mountaintop and sit around and hum, and I didn't have a vision board and my whole life plan laid out. What I did is every time that I got really good at something, it was like, well, what if you can do that, what else can you do? And because of that, I started to see openings where I could outsmart the obvious, where, when I was receptionist going to that next level in the construction industry, I just wanted to make more money, not talk baby talk, get out of the house and do something that was stimulating to me, that was a challenge to me. So I ended up taking on a position that I knew nothing about. I had no construction background, no accounting background, and yet I was hired as a construction accountant when I went up against CPAs and other people who had been in the industry forever. Same thing when I took the leap into the NFL is that, people say, or working with pro golfers, and they'd say, well, do you golf? I said, no, I don't golf. I don't play football either. I don't need to. My clients already have the knowledge, the skills, the expertise. I take them to that next level of having the courage and the confidence to do what they already know how to do and to do it at a higher level and with consistency.
And I think that's absolutely amazing because, again, you work with small businesses, large businesses, major CEOs, and also, too, current and past professional athletes, including major NFL teams. We're not going to name any players or teams or that, but major ones that literally right before they're ready to go out on the field, they're not calling their mama, they're calling you.
Oh, exactly. I've gotten a text message from a Dallas Cowboy on Thanksgiving Day that it was at that 90-minute mark right before they had to turn their phones off. And I get a text message, I need to talk to you. And I grab my headset and my phone and call him back. And I said, what do you need? He says, I need my uproar speech. So I'm walking my floor and just cussing up a storm because he's a big defensive player. And I knew his language patterns, so I used his language back to him to get him riled up and ready to go out on the field.
I love it. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes with me, David Kogan. Be a hero. Go to where entrepreneurs align and be part of the community. It is the only community where entrepreneurs align. That's Eliances.com, because we'll also have Deborah DuBree's information on there and link so you can go ahead and reach her. In fact, you may even have the opportunity to perhaps meet her in person at one of our many experiences, roundtable, grand tables, and others. Because, Deborah, you're an Eliances member. In fact, you serve on the Eliances Advisory Council, one of 4. You're also head of the director of the strategic committees. That's 5 committees at Eliances. And we all call you Up Yours. In fact, that's your nickname. Why do you think we call you that?
Well, because the first time I came to Eliances and I was introduced to the group, knowing nobody in the room, I stood up, surveyed the room, and said, up yours. And everybody started, because they were kind of a nervous laughter. They weren't sure if a fight was going to break out or what was going to happen next. And then they followed that up with up your power, up your performance, and it will up your profits.
And what's it been like to be part of Eliances? Because I know at our breakout sessions, people flock to you. They're very interested in speaking with you. You're very highly respected within our community.
Well, it's an amazing opportunity to be part of the community and to meet such, some of the people that I meet and, have coffee or lunch with and that and have an alliance with. I look at them, we have a short conversation. I'm thinking, I don't know what we're going to talk about when we get together. And then we turn around and have that short meeting, and I'm just blown away by who they are, what they know, what they've done, and who they're connected with. So it's just an amazing group to be part of.
And I think it's important to know, too, you're also an author. Average is an addiction, and also how. Now, let me ask you, we've got just a little less than a minute left. If you were talking to a group of, let's say, high schoolers, okay, so it's that's a stressful time in someone's life and stuff.
Absolutely.
What type of secrets would you share with them to really continue to move forward and really, as you said at the beginning, never plateau?
Well, one of the things that I teach even with my own clients as well as with the young people is you've got to understand yourself. Really know yourself from the inside out so that you can always, no matter what the situation or circumstances are, you don't buy into the energy, you don't buy into the peer group or that type of thing, that you really stand strong in who I am so you can make the best decisions possible. Know your values and stick with them.
Fantastic. Well, Deborah, you're one of the cheering loudest for sports professionals and high achievers all over. You're a hero. Check her out, Deborah DuBree. Go to DeborahDuBree.com. Once again, that's DeborahDuBree.com. This is David Kogan with Eliances.